You did not create these wounds. This person came into your life with these wounds. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen Brown, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a comment that was left on one of my most popular YouTube shorts that was titled How to Handle Verbal Abuse Correctly. I want to break down a few key points in this comment for you to help you have a greater understanding and knowledge about what could be happening, what's creating this whole dynamic, where's this all coming from, and what you can do to perhaps shift the dynamic for good. This comment is written from Who Are You 8944, and it reads, if I try to talk about a problem, he just says he doesn't want to argue and tells me I have something wrong with my mind. I literally just want to have a heart-to-heart conversation and fix things, but he refuses to see his own errors. Apparently, I am the problem. I say it takes two people. Afterward, he will say something to attack my image, my intelligence, and my character. I don't retaliate. I just tell him if he doesn't want to talk about it, we won't be able to get a resolution. I tell him if he doesn't have to tell me that I'm ugly, that I'm dumb, and that I'm unfit to society. It takes sitting down and conversing and having difficult conversations to be able to not just see a problem, but to find a solution to fix it. After this, he will say it's my fault that we can't converse or talk things out because apparently I'm mentally ill. I've never been diagnosed with a mental disorder, but he has diagnosed me. How many of you can relate to this in some capacity where you just want to have a heart-to-heart? If you relate to this, write in the comments below, I relate. That's all you got to say, I relate. So I want to break down a couple of these statements for you and give you my perspective on things and things that I have shifted and changed within myself that actually got me some pretty darn cool results. So the first part is, I just want to have a heart-to-heart conversation and fix things, but he refuses to see his own errors. I just felt the heart of this person. Someone that says, I want a heart-to-heart is somebody who is very heart-centered, that they just want to sit down and they want to talk through the problem, but yet the person refuses to see their own errors. And this is so hard. It's so disheartening, and it can really make us feel hopeless in the relationship. So I wanted to talk about the fact that this person won't see their own errors. There's typically a couple reasons why this happens. Number one is because they've never been taught to be accountable, to take responsibility for their actions, for whatever reason coming up through life. Maybe they were entitled, maybe they were neglected. So they're not in the practice, quite literally, of taking responsibility, because it is a practice to take responsibility. But it also could be for another reason, and one that you might not have thought of. All of us here on earth are the walking wounded. And that means that we have gone through some type of trauma or drama or had some type of experience that left a mark on us that actually wounded us. And until we heal that wound, it's forever there. And then that wound creates a filter through which we see other people, ourselves, and the world. So we don't see things clearly because there's this filter, and what that filter is hidden shame and unworthiness. That is what comes from the traumas and the dramas and experiences. After we've had that, we walk away with a subconscious belief system. So when we bring something to somebody and we say we're having this experience of them, when they immediately refuse to take responsibility, that's because we've touched the wound. We have touched the hidden shame, so immediately their nervous system is activated and they launch into fight, which means they're going to try to make you wrong because they don't want to feel the pain of that. So if I can make you wrong, I don't have to feel like there's something wrong with me. But this doesn't help relationships at all, does it? Because we need to take accountability and responsibility for our pieces of the equation so that we can up level and we can heal and we can move on and we can experience reciprocally loving and respectful relationships. But when the person won't take responsibility, we feel dead in the water. And that can be true, but it can also not be true, because I'm going to share some things with you that just might shift the trajectory that you and this person are on. So it's important to understand that you did not create these wounds. This person came into your life with these wounds. Oftentimes, they're going to try to make it out like we are doing this to them, that we have created this. One of the most important things that we can understand is that we didn't create this. They came with it. And I remember someone trying to tell me that it was me, that I was the problem. And I was like, no, you were like this from month one. But it was there from the beginning because this person carried him to me. The second statement that I want to talk about is he doesn't have to tell me that I'm ugly, that I'm dumb, and that I'm unfit to society. And I want to tell you, you're absolutely correct. Nobody needs to do that. But again, that is their fight mechanism. They're trying to make you wrong. They're trying to shut you down so that they don't have to look within and perhaps have a part of them that they need to change. And oftentimes people won't change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the fear of the unknown or the fear of change, because human beings like what's familiar. They're going to do the same thing over and over and over again until that staying that way doesn't work anymore and there's something has to shift, and then that might break them into that. Which leads me to my next point that I found to be highly beneficial in my own situations, and is actually what that YouTube short was about that this comment was on. And that is, anytime that a person whips out the emotional or verbal abuse to you, it's imperative that you remove yourself from the situation. Now, in that short, I said leave the situation. So people thought I meant leave the relationship forever, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that any time that they whip out the name calling, the yelling, the gaslighting, telling stories about you, whatever it is that is toxic, then you need to remove yourself from the situation. And you do it in a kind and respectful way, such as, this conversation is getting a little heated, so I'm going to remove myself until things calm down, and I'd be more than willing to come back and have this conversation kindly and respectfully. And then you remove yourself. Somehow, some way, you remove yourself. And guess what? You don't just do it once. You keep doing it every single time. It's just like when you're training a dog of some type, how you have to be super consistent with the dog and for the dog to learn that this is the gig. The same thing is true here. There are narcissists, and then there are emotionally immature people. And all narcissists are emotionally immature, but not all emotionally immature people are narcissists. So if you're dealing with a true blue narcissist, they're not going to care. They don't care what you do because they don't care about you. They care only about themselves. But an emotionally immature person actually cares about you. Believe it or not, they do. And they're suffering just as much as you are. But something that's so important to understand is that they really want your time and attention. So when you pull that time and attention away, you're actually giving them a consequence to their behavior. You're saying, I won't stay in it when it's like this, and I'm going to go here. I won't stay in it when it's like this. I'm going to pull myself out. And over time, they're going to start to see, I don't get their time and attention. And something in their brain's going to say, I can't act like that. I can't do that anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? The pain of staying that way is going to start outweighing the want to be familiar with their environment and who they are. It's going to start to outweigh that, and they're going to start to look to change themselves in some capacity. And here's something that I found to be really imperative to know, is that your person is not going to fix everything in one day, especially if they have never done any self-healing work. And there's a lot of people in the world who have not done any self-healing work. I thought that was a little shocking because I thought I was projecting me, and I thought
everybody wants to do self-healing work.
And actually they don't. So this could be very, very new for them. But if you see any change, even a micro change in the right direction, blow it up. Say thank you. Touch them in some capacity, because that really anchors that down into their body. But you touch them in some capacity that's appropriate to the relationship you're in. Maybe you hug them. Maybe you kiss them on the cheek. Maybe you put their arm around them. Maybe you rub their back. And you say thank you for, and whatever the thing is that they did. You say thank you for that. And you mean it, and you say it from their heart. And what this is going to train their brain to understand is that you don't see them as not good enough. You actually see them as good enough. And over time, this can help them to take responsibility, because they see it's not this huge risk to do so. Because people that actually love us and are in relationships with us because they do love us, they are afraid of losing us. At the end of the day, they're afraid of losing us. Now, again, not the narcissists, unless they're getting something from us, they need to keep us around, and then they'll whip out more manipulation tactics. But the emotionally immature people who are acting like this, they don't want to lose you any more than you want to lose them. And when they start to see that this is actually a safe place, they're going to retrain their brain to understand that they actually can take responsibility and you're not going to exploit it or shame them for it, which is another huge thing, is when, if and when they do take responsibility, and I don't care how teeny tiny it is, I do not care. Whatever you do, do not make a bigger deal out of it than it needs to be. When they own, you sit with it. Because when my people take responsibility, if I would do things like, see, I knew it, and I made a big deal about it, then they stop doing it. But when I didn't do that, when I just sit and I listened and I said, thank you. That's all I said. Thank you. They start to realize that nothing massive or monumental or earth-shattering is going to happen when they take responsibility. And once again, when you show up with the gratitude for that, that's going to start to change their brain, and they're going to start to see that they're safe with you. I sincerely hope you guys got some value from this video today. Perhaps maybe it helps you to see things a little clearly, because I know that it only takes a shift in perception to change our direction. And when you change your mind about something because you have more information or knowledge around it, that's going to change the way you think about things, and then you're going to respond differently. So hopefully through this video, you've had a shift in perception that could maybe lead you to a different way that you handle this situation so that you can have a different outcome, or at least start aiming towards a different outcome. If you have any questions about anything that I've said today, or you need a little bit clarity around one of the topics, please feel free to put it in comments below. I read all of your comments, and I will likely make a video if it's something that I can't answer quickly. I will make a video on that topic as well, because I promise you, you're not the only person that is wondering this. And also, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, you got a little value from this today, please give me that big thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you will be notified when I upload new videos and go live. Until next time, everybody, remember, you are a badass, and you are more powerful than you think you are. And your instincts and intuition are dead on. You don't need their validation for you to trust and believe in yourself.